Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and you've joined us at a rushed start of a video because I wasn't ready to start recording, but then we flopped a set, so I was like, quick, record. So could be an explosive start. This guy 3-bet pre, I opened 3x, he made it 11.5x. I'm just going to shove this river, I think. Try and rep a lot of misdraws that I can have. Hopefully he's got an overpair that can't fold. He doesn't have king 10. He has king. Happy days. What a lovely start to the video. 38 seconds in, and we've stacked a semi-reg. Well, it's a reg, just the. So that's delightful. I'm glad we managed to just in so catch that. We are playing some Pineapple in the Australian club today. I think we're going to be playing the Australian club most of the week because the game appears to be catching on much better there than it is in the Filipino club. It's hard to get games higher than 20-0 in the Filipino club, where here we have the 60-0 games are around 37, 38-0 in sterling. The 40-0 games are around 25-0 in sterling, so we can play higher in this club. The games are a little bit tougher. There's a few more regulars, but as you can see at the tables, these aren't a fair reflection, to be fair. Tables can sometimes be tougher than these, that's for sure. But at the same time, I want to be in games where people are playing deeper stacked for slightly more money. So if that means I've got to contend with a few more tougher games to achieve that, then that's what I'll do. But if we can find plenty of fish along the way, that's magic. I just don't think playing 16-0 and 20-0 is high enough for me. The Filipino club, if you're playing like 16-0 and lower, that is still a fantastic place to play these games, or any games, to be frank. In these apps, the Filipino club for the micro stakes and the nano stakes is out of this world. I think for the slightly higher games, then this is a better club. It's got more traffic at higher stakes, and players tend to buy in deeper, or stacks tend to be deeper in this club. There seems to be less of the culture of just buying for the minimum and not auto top up. So yeah, I'm going to try and make at least 3 videos this week on here for YouTube. And if you want to see some Poker Bros content, I'm doing that exclusively on Facebook at the moment, and I'm going to try and do at least 2 of them. I'm going to try and have a 5 video a week. But we've tried to do this thing before, and then work and stuff's got in the way. But that's the goal. Basically, is it going to be a 5 today? Maybe 2 today. Maybe I'll do a Poker Bros one today as well as this. So maybe there'll be 2 videos going up on Facebook and only 1 on YouTube. Tomorrow might be a bit of a squeeze for these games because I don't have much time to play when I have the house to myself, and relocating my setup upstairs isn't ideal. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be a content heavy week anyway. If you do want to get in these games, then you know how to get hold of me. If you're watching on Facebook, then just drop me a PM. If you are watching on YouTube, then you can find links below details below the video on how to get in touch. Please do, I encourage you to reach out and get in touch. These games are fantastic. I like to think I offer really good customer service, and there's a little bit of rate back going, so yeah, get in touch. End of spam, I promise you. No more spam. It's going to be all poker from here. Probably for another 50 minutes. My poker continues to go well. I've been watching, I think I've watched just about every minute of the Polknagranyu challenge, and that has induced a lot more aggression from me, which I think is a good thing. My game could certainly use some extra aggression. he says as he overlimps the button. And I think it's also induced my being a little bit too cally in spots. Thinking people have more bluffs in the range than's true. I think watching Heads Up No Limit to try and help you with some like calling ranges for nitty or well, comparatively nitty to those two playing Heads Up. To try and develop calling ranges from listening to and watching Heads Up with good commentary isn't good. Found that to my cost. People just aren't bluffing. I think I've got to try and find a way to. Reggie, a fuckwit, I should have kept the diamond there. I need to find a way of like bringing some new school sort of ways of play and then blending them with my old school stuff that I know works well for these games. And it's going to be fun. It is definitely going to be fun working that shit out to try and find some improvements. Looking forward to it. I've done really well, to be fair. My results have been good. I've definitely been a little bit too bluffy and a little bit too cally, I think. Well, that's the thing. When you make adjustments to your game, you're definitely going to find some over-adjustments that don't work. The key is, in my opinion, is to just like find out what those are quickly and try not to repeat them or learn from them. What are we doing here with this 10-9? We're getting like fucking 5-1 on a call. This guy's nutted. The rest aren't. Fuck it. Fuck's sake. I mean, are we just going to have odds against this? I think we're just going to have to check call it off, aren't we, I think? At least by him going all in here, we get to see what everybody else does. But I think here, with a pair and a back door and some back doors, if now he's called, I think we can definitely fold now. Now Robbie's called. I was going to call and call it off myself because I think we just have too much equity not to. But once Robbie calls, we'll not bother. Oh, Robbie, you fucking had me over there, kid. What are you doing there, sir? You turned me right over. You've turned me right over. I mean, that, Robbie, I like you, mate, but what is going on with that call? Right, okay. Never mind. Robbie's done me over. Robbie's cost me a big pot there, but never mind. We'll live with that. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I've definitely made some changes to my game. I think overall they're good changes. It's made poker more fun. I think it's going to make me more profitable long term, and it's helping my slow and steady development. But I've definitely overdone some things. Been bluffing too much and calling too much. But the upside to that is I've also been finding value in spots when I wasn't previously finding value. So overall, I don't think it's had a major effect on my win rate either way. But I think it's definitely provided like a nice little uptick in both my enjoyment and understanding of or not, maybe not understanding. It's been given like an uptick in my enjoyment and possibly my development, which is never a bad thing. Both of those things are good things. So I was finding 3 bets with that sort of hand earlier this week. Later last week. I was seeing like relatively loose aggressive players. I'm like, right, I need to find some more bluffs in these situations, more 3-bet bluffs. And I just don't think I do, to be honest. It's still, I mean, 25%, it's, for these games, it's like pretty loose. It's pretty aggressive as an opening range. But it's still just 25%, and I think that's one of the over adjustments I've made is I've been a little bit too, or trying to get too out of line against players I perceive to be loose aggressive, and think I've definitely overcooked it. So that's one of the things we're going to be trying to like rein back in a little this week. Just respect other players' aggression more. Nothing at all we can do here with the King Queen, other than check fold, I think, on this board multi-way. It's just not our board, and it's against two opponents who are on the looser side. King 7. Well, we can't 3-bet this, but we don't want to fold it because we have a fish here and a fish here. So we're just going to take a flop. No, what are you doing, Reg? And we have a hand here that could probably use some protection and can't really go down the check call route too much. So we'll start out by betting and take it from there. We get check min raised by someone who is probably quite shit at poker and probably has nowhere near enough bluffs in his range here, so we'll just fold. This is our board, but we do have some showdown value with the king, so we're not going to bet. I don't think we need to bet a king here. That's something I was doing last week. I was like betting a lot of my medium strength hands on these boards just because it was my board. That is not a nice run out. We're just going to check back here, just never calls with worse. Whereas this is my board again, but this time we have, like, in my opinion, pretty shit showdown value. And we can certainly get maybe some better hands to fold. We're not going to get anything with got decent equity to fold. I don't think that King X is going to fold there for one bet with a good shot and what have you. But sometimes just picking up the dead money is a nice thing. We failed to do that. We're certainly not going to be putting any more money in this pot, and we're going to expect to lose to some like Ace 8, Ace 9 type stuff. Maybe Queen X, King Queen. Maybe one of the hands we could have got to fold at some point, but that was another thing I was doing last week, was just like not giving up with bluffs early enough. Just like thinking, this is my board, bang, fucking have it. This is my board, bang, have it. And I wasn't finding too many people folding top pairs, despite the fact it was my board and I was representing at least very strong top pairs, if not more. People weren't folding, so I think stabbing on boards, on flops that theoretically favour our range, and then shutting down when called in these games especially isn't going to be a bad thing. In higher stakes games against better players, I think that's probably going to be terrible, just like being one and done a lot. But I think being one and done against bad players on boards that favour my range, and then only tripling with actual hands that the board favours for me, is going to be the best way to go about it. Big squeeze up with the queens here, given that there's been a 3x open and 2 calls. And we're letting people see flops for too cheap. I mean, once we squeeze there, we're obviously like representing a pretty nutted range anyway. So there's not much point in representing a pretty nutted range and then using a relatively small size. Same here, but slightly smaller because there's one less caller in the pot. I'm probably going to have to peel the ace 10. We're definitely going to have to peel it now. I don't want to squeeze this and then get 4 bet and have to fold. Right, ace king. Ace 9 is going to be the bottom of my range for opening. Let's kick off with a check with the ace king. Really want to bet. We've got like 3/4 pot in our stack. Don't think we're going to get many folds from better hands. With the 9s here, we called, didn't we? Not going to lead out. I didn't realise we were multi-way with the ace king. Even more reason not to fucking bet. Even more reason. We're not going to be putting any more money in with the ace 9 suited. Not expecting to win either. Not calling with the 9s there. Multi-way. He bets exactly half pot, which makes my fucking toenails itch. Anyone who's in the Facebook group and watched my latest PokerBuzz video will realise just how little respect I have for half pot bet sizes and the people who make them. And yes, Duesenberg, you are definitely in that fucking category. Respect you as a human being, but you can get in the fucking bin with your half pot. Could be because it's not 2009 anymore. I would love for PPP. Well, I would and I wouldn't, because PPP have made, or PP, whatever the fuck it is. I'm just going to say PP and go forward. They've made a lot of like nice changes that I personally enjoy as a regular. But I think they've made the games worse because they've made the software a bit more reg friendly. I was about to say I'd love an auto top up, but I'm not really sure that I would, because anything that makes software more attractive to regulars ultimately is going to have like a negative effect on game quality. I'm not going to see bet the 7C multi-weight again, even though this board massively favours our ranges. Multi-weight, which is not going to bet heads up, I would have definitely taken a stab there. I think we can definitely try and 3-bet Robbie here. I think he's going to be opening wide enough, and I think he's good enough to not just like call everything, although he did snap call. Certainly going to start this off with a bet, because we still have all like the pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens, whereas he doesn't have pocket aces and pocket kings. Turn the jack, which is quite an interesting card. Do not want to get check raised here by Robbie, so we're going to check back. We're going to hope not to see an ace or a queen on the river, although I don't suppose he has too many of those. Yeah, that seems like a safe enough card. Robbie might block bet here with like pocket 8s, pocket 10s, that type of thing. If he does, we'll call. I'm just targeting maybe some ace highs here that might hero. Maybe some like 7s, 6s, 8s, 10s. Things like checking back there would be too weak. So I think we have to bet, and we just have to be really sad if we face the check raise. Here against an absolute whale, we're going to start betting. It called. Flop 2 pairs here and get dunked into. Not going to go crazy just yet. We're going to call. Check back the 9-10. Don't think we have a 3 street hand once the king arrives. And then we just have to call that river. And he had ace king. Good for him. Done with it here once the extra heart turns up. I would normally defend this, but against that stack depth can't be asked. Need to bet with the queens. Hope he's got a jack or a draw. And then we just take our time a little bit and shove turns. Oh, well, not shove, but put him all in. He had the 2 6s, so he has not many outs, but some. That wouldn't be one of them. We flop top set on a pretty wet board. We're going to be going for a check raise. Maybe going for the check raise with a little ambitious multi-way. Going to go with a really large bet now. Fold the ace 10 to the guy with the 8% PFR and no chips. And sadly our set made no money, which is a shame. You flop top set multi-way, you know, I think you're entitled to start getting a little bit excited. Tables appear to be breaking a little, so we may pause the video and return when it's not quite so hectic. And we just finish playing this pot against this guy, then we'll hit the pause button until things get a bit more sedate. Right, so we'll pause for now and we're back when the tables are full again. So here, this guy limped the button, called an open, called an ISO, and then we got this flop and we check called. A little bit worried about this guy. This is an awkward spot. Now it's not. Now we can just fold. What the actual fuck am I looking at here? Pocket fives and fucking king 10. Wow. Me thinks I'm overfolding. Anyway, back to the pause while we sort the tables out. So here we are. We had to put some smaller stakes tables in because my wife will be home in 15 minutes from work, and 24 minutes wasn't enough. Wasn't enough for a video, in my opinion. Sadly, this table doesn't appear to be filling. It is unfortunate. But we're going to persevere for the sake of the video. I mean, I'll keep playing this guy because I'm heads up against a guy who's VPipping 73% and min 3 betting. So we're going to stay in this game as long as it runs. It's just not ideal playing heads up on video. This guy 3 bets pre, then checks. I'm not falling into that trap, sir. That is not a trap I am willing to fall into. Then he just min bets the turn. We'll take our odds. Right, we know we don't win here, but I just want to see what the fuck he's doing with this with. Pocket kings. Not a great surprise. That one big blind call was definitely worth it. Ugh. Grotty flop. I'm going to check twice here, and then if he checks back again, probably just bet like, well, that's not a river I want to bet on. I'm going to say bet about 3.5, 4 big blinds on the river. But not on that one. And of course, we're just going to pay his one big blind off again, and he has king 6. Good for him. Good for him. We've been 3-bet here. I think if one more person comes along, we will too. Shame that one person coming along has no money, but it does give us better odds pre-flop. So I think we'll have a little set mine. We don't like that. Whatever. 6, 9 suited. That's why this guy was orange and been like downgraded to blue. Because he's just fucking rubbish. I mean, the guy's got a 6% 3-bet. And off camera earlier, he's got a 55% C-bet, and they just... And no idea how he's constructing his range. I know it's... Well, I do. I know how he's constructing his ranges badly. But I've no idea what thought goes into them. I mean, I guess it's just literally random nonsense. I don't suppose he has much of a 3-bet strategy other than, oh, that's pretty, and I'm in this particular mood at this particular moment in time, so fuck it, I 3-bet. I don't think there's like a great deal of thought going into the things he's doing. We're going to 3-bet small here with the king queen, just to try and get heads up against the guy with the 75 VPIP. That didn't work. We just got called 4-bet instead, so we're glad we used a small 3-bet sizing, and we'll just let these two Muppets battle it out. Kings and aces. Okay. I guess I was the fucking Muppet. Oh, we'd have got there too. Never mind. Now these 32-14 types, I used to tag them as orange, but I can't have it anymore. I can't have them. I mean, orange is like my the bad reg, but they're not. They're just fish you play regularly, and that's the tag they're going to be getting going forward. Not tolerating this bullshit anymore. If you got shit stats or relatively shit stats, and I see you every day, fine. I get you play regularly, but you are not a reg. You're just a fucking asshole. Well, no, you're not an asshole, but you're a fucking idiot, and you're going to get tagged accordingly. I don't see any way we do anything other than bet and then not fold on this board against these two players. Check back here because getting raised would stink. This guy's got jacks. He's getting the downgrade from the red to the orange. And we take him down. Delightful. We river a flush, which we love. Gonna raise pretty big and just hope he's got 2 pair plus. Ooh, right, Reggie. Let's get your sizing right, kid. Get off a minute. Don't know if we got called over here or not. I was too busy getting excited by this. What a thoroughly miserable flop. That's just like the shittest flop you could ever see. Turn doesn't help. River doesn't help. Not paying this guy off who min bets for thin value and then all of a sudden wants to start potting it. Can't call here. So yeah, these games are all action. And I'm for sure making mistakes. I mean, we've seen me make folds that didn't appear to be, to my mind, be mistakes at the time. But we have definitely folded the best hand twice in 2 very large pots, which is frustrating and hilarious in equal measure given what our opponents turned up with in spots where they should have much stronger hands. So yeah, if you like No Limit Hold'em, you will like this game because you'll have more playable hands and you'll have more fun situations to delve into. Post flop, I fucking love the game. I love it because it is just No Limit. I mean, it's called something else, but it's just No Limit. But you can just play more hands against opponents that are playing more hands, and there's just more opportunities to get in good situations and create good situations for yourself. Which is basically what poker's all about. And create good situations and hope to profit from them. And it seems a lot easier to create good situations in this game than it does in standard No Limit. Check min raised and we have absolutely nothing, so we have no issue folding there. Throwing the king away because I think the 7-8 is going to be more playable in a limped pot. Going to present it with more opportunities to stick around in pots than the king 7 probably will, or the king 8 would. Against someone who we know is just going to be like always limping. $25.15, you absolutely do not deserve a red tag. Not going to fire again with the flush draw here. This guy is very sticky. He's just not that likely to fold anything that has us beat here, so just take the pot control option and realise our equity, or try to. Again, sacrificing high card value for a hand that should be more playable. Down the streets. Although we would have made a straight on this occasion had we kept the king. We will be attacking this straddle if no one raises before us. 36-20, another one getting the blue tag. And we have to attack this with a raise. I don't think we can just call. We get picked off and we do not improve. Question is, do I want to stab here, just try and pick up money, or do I want to just give up? And I think against that step death we just want to give up. Our c-bets are going to get jammed over a lot and that would irritate me. Feels a little bit weak just checking and giving up here, but do not trust the guy to fold a hand like that exactly. And giving up, isolating from out of position, we're just going to call with the king 10. And then somebody goes all in for 18 big blinds, so that'll be the end of that. Apparently this guy lives in a world where Jack Queen's good enough to put 18 bigs in pre. I'm going to stop recording in a moment and I'm going to continue my session because I'm keen to play, but the wife's going to be home so we won't be able to continue making the video, and I'll be sacrificing these two tables to start some bigger games. At last we make a hand. And of course we get the fold. Never mind. That phone won't be getting answered. How often does my fucking phone ring when I make videos? It's got to be 40% at least.
Hello, your call cannot be taken at this moment, so please leave your message after the tone.
Not stabbing here multi-way. So I apologise for the stop-start element of this video. It's not ideal, not by a long way. That's just the way it is sometimes when you make live play videos. I think the next video I'll make, I think we'll probably won't make one tomorrow because I've been struggling with my time when I can record. But maybe on Wednesday, if I play enough, we'll have enough to do a review video instead, which will be a lot easier to do. But for now, we don't have anything going on in any of our hands really, so we're going to call it a day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do get in touch if you would like to join any of the clubs I'm involved with. And yeah, have a good day, have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.